Hey, sir, can you hear us?
Clear. Teacher. Interview.
Now getting the voice?
Yes, sir. We can hear
Okay.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Then definition. He defines that administration is nothing but detailed and systematic application of law. Any detailed and systematic application of law is called administration. And another administrative thinker, L.D. White, defined that administration is nothing but public administration is consist of all the operations, those having their purpose and fulfillment and enforce of the public policy as cleared by the competent authority. Means according to Elder White, it has issued by the competent authority, means enforced by the competent authority of public policy and declared by the competent authority, means that has should by the some officer or enforced by the some authority, that is called public administration. And Luther Gulick defines that public administration, that part of science or science of administration, which has to do with the executive branch. So remember this, in the definitions of public administration, Luther Gulick, he says that public administration he defines administration is nothing but so what and how the government will do it, what is the subject matter, and how means this is a method or technique is called public administration definition, which given by the Marshall E. DeMark. And Dwight Waldo, another administrative thinker, he defines that public administration is a art of science of management. It is a art. When it is come to the point of Luther Gulick has told that public administration is a branch of executive branch, and Waldo says it's the art of science. And Herbert Simon, he defines that public administration is a part of science of administration. So he says that which has to do with the government, and it is primarily concerned with the executive branch of the government. Here, remember, Herbert Simon, Luther Gulick, both are said that public administration is a branch of government, executive branch of government. These are the definitions. Remember once again, the definitions Woodrow Wilson, L.D. White, Luther Gulick, Marshall E. DeMark, Dwight Waldo, and Simon have given. Remember these definitions. And go with the conclusion of this one. So above the concepts, what we will learn, above the definitions, what we will learn. So these all the definitions of public administrations is concerned with the application of law. And another one is enforcement of public policy. And another one is it is concerned with the getting things done. Means it's mostly related to the executive branch of government. So these are the theme we can learn from the definitions which are given by these different administrative thinkers. Next, to go with the scope of public administration. In the scope of public administration, scope means that limitation. So in the scope of public administration, we have the two views or two approaches we have. One is wider view and narrow view. Wider view is nothing but it is also called as an integral view. It is also called, madam, all of you getting my voice? Somebody is sending the message in that There is no voice. Hello? Yashwant? Okay, voice is clear. Okay, then. Okay, in the scope of public administration, wider view, or it is also called integral view. Actually, this wider view and integral view is proposed by the LD White and Demark. According to this wider view or integral view, that public administrations encompasses or include the all the activities of the government branches. So what are the government branches? Government have the three branches. That is executive branch and legislative and judiciary. Means according to wider view or integral view, which has adopted or which has said by the LD White and Demark, that public administration is related to the executive branch and legislative body and judiciary. So in other words, we can say that one wider view or the integral view is related to the managerial, technical, and clerical and manual activities, which means, according to these views, public administrations constitute all activities from top to bottom level, according to this wider view. Once again, repeats you, according to wider or integral view, which is proposed by the LD White and Demark, public administration related to all three government branches, legislative, executive, judiciary. And it's also related to top to bottom level activities in the wider view. And next view is narrow view or managerial view. We can say that one. Narrow view and managerial view is proposed by the Luther Gullick, Simon, Smithberg, Thompson, and others. According to this managerial view, public administration in this context encompasses only managerial views. Means top level officials, what they are doing, that is called public administration according to this manager view or narrow view. Means it's not related to the technical and clerical and manual activities. So according to this narrow view, only top level managers activities comes under this view. When it is come to the wider view is nothing but top to level bottom, means all activities will come under. But when it's come to the narrow view or manager view, only managerial activities, the managers performed activities can be comes under the public administration, they are saying. So this is the scope of public administration. Once again, repeats you, in the scope of public administration, we have two views. One is wider view or integral view. And another one is, second one is narrow view or managerial view. Okay. Next, go to the other thing which are come under. In this view, we have the post-carb view. It is a subject matter view. The post-carb. Post-carb, actually, this is proposed by the Luther Gullick in the scientific management. So he says that the post-carb, POSDCORB, these 7 letters, these 7 elements will show the each and every managerial activity. For example, the acronym post-carb can describe the activities of managerial activities we can call. So we can say that one, this post-carb principle is proposed by the Gullick, and this post-carb principle related to the functions of the chief executive. So we can see the each and every letter here. P stands for planning. Planning is nothing but planning is confining the events to plan. And what is use of planning? Planning will try to making the advanced preparation for the future requirements. So we have planning. The first year we have joined here. Next we are going to write the competitive exam, some other things we have to get the first degree certificate. So this is plan. It means every person's life, how they have the planning. In the public administration, the first principle is the planning. The planning is very important for the every organization and as well as to the individuals also. Means planning means it's the advanced preparation or outlining the methods of this organization. That is a planning. And next one is organization. So organization is established the formal structure of authority. Formal structure of authority means hierarchy level we can call. So in this organization, it involves division of work and coordination and assigning the work to the right persons. So this is come under the organization. The organization's success depends on the division of work and coordination. Next principle, S. S stands for the staff. Staff is nothing but personnel. We can see that in the administration or any government office, without staff, the government office cannot be successfully work. So here in the postcard principle, Luther Gerlich said, staff is important. And under this aspect, he said, staff refers to all staff or personal activities from the recruitment to retirement. So recruitment to retirement means training and development in them, motivate them, remuneration, and they will to the discipline action if they are doing anything wrong, and performance evaluation, everything will come under the staffing. So next concept after this staffing, we can go with the direction. Direction means issuing the orders to the subordinates is called direction. So it should be doing what, when, and where. Means direction means issuing the order. Order can be issued by the superior officer to their subordinates to accomplishment the particular goals of the organization, particular task of the particular scheme or anything. So that's the direction. So in the administration, direction is most important. And another thing, coordination. C stand for the coordination. CO, you can take it a CO word. Coordination, bringing together various components of the work. It is also involves resolving the conflicts. So coordination is important. Coordination, cooperation, we can use the synonymously. Coordination. Collectively, they are working can be known as coordination. So we can see that in practical example, the different governments in the government, different departments may have the coordination. So it is ensuring the cooperation and orderly scrutinizing the offers. It is also involved avoiding the overlapping of efforts. Next one, R. R refers that reporting. Reporting means the subordinates always will try to report the superiors what they are doing. Reporting is keeping the supervisors informed about the what is going on at one's level. Means subordinate levels, one subordinate officer, what he's doing, or in the particular local level officer, district level officer, he will try to report to his superior, means high level officer, what they are doing. So that is called, my dear students, reporting. So reporting is nothing but their daily activities or monthly activities, any activity they're going to inform to the superior officer or higher officer can be called as a reporting. And last and final, that is a budget. In the postcard principle, budget, B refers budgeting. Budgeting is nothing but finance. So for running the government, finance is important. Budget is important. Without budget, we can't run the administration. So budgeting is nothing but in this concept, we can know the mobilizing the money and appropriating the available money to the different requirements. For example, central and state governments are running different schemes. For these schemes, the government will allot the budget. And next one, auditing also will come under the budgeting. Next one, various aspects or perspectives which are come under the public administration. So in the public administration, when you are reading that, it has the 5 perspectives. First perspective means approach. First approach, we can say that one, professional perspective and a disciplinary perspective, process perspective, and a branch of government and a branch of administration. So we can talk in detail. In the professional perspective, public administration views it as a professional because of all officials, civil servants will try to implement the public policies. So that's how we can call it is a professional perspective. Professional is nothing but official, what they are doing. So we can say that one, it will try to implement all the laws which are interpreted by the legislative body, and it will try to implement the executive body decisions and also judicial decisions. Here, the countries like monarchies and theocratics, compare with the theocratic means which is based on the religious rule, the military and civil rule. The democratic administration will practice the professional principles, means the public administration is a very professional in the democratic countries, my dear students. Next, like democratic countries, India, UK, and USA got prominent in the professional study of public administration. The professional study of public administration, we can say that one. In USA, with the Act of Pendleton Act, which was enforced at the time of 1883. Then in India, the professional field of public administration has started in 1854 with the Lord Macaulay. he introduced the civil service system in India. So profession of public administration took shape because of two factors. One is emergence of democratic governments. Emergence of democratic governments is nothing but originating the democratic governments. After the Second World War, many countries got the independence. So that independent countries administration can be run with the help of the public administration. Without having the administration, the democratic countries cannot achieve their goals. And second thing is emergence of money and economy. So economy system is also help for the professionalism in the public administration, my dear students. Go to the next perspective of public administration, that is a discipline. Discipline is nothing but as a subject. We have the different disciplines, different subjects like history, economics, political science, sociology, anthropology, and other subjects. So when we're studying the public administration at the UG level and PG level, we can know the administration activities. Discipline, the public administration discipline has started in India 19th century. So different universities like Lucknow and other universities have started. Even our Ambedkar University and Kakatiya University in Telangana state, even in Andhra University is also the public administration discipline they are continuing. Of course, now the public administration is an international and national level will try to become an eminent subject and an important discipline, important subject in the worldwide, my dear students. So in the other conventional universities is also starting that public administration. So it will study the human behavior and the public servants, and it will try to enforce the policy execution also will come under. So this is the discipline of public administration, my dear students. And the next perspective, we can go for the public administration as a process. So in the several stages, how the public administration will help out. So the Paul Appleby, he defines it. He listed that public administration as a eighth political process, one of the among the 8 political process. He says that public administration being a process, it will try to implement the policies which are formulated by the political executives. So this is come under the public administration as a process. And public administration or administrators will try to involve the subordination legislation. Subordination legislation is nothing but in the skeleton form. Means in the skeleton form means at a broad outlook will be done by the political executives. We can call legislative body members. So they can frame the law, but subordinate legislation is nothing but for that particular law, they will go for the detailed laws and detailed drafting will be done by the administrators. For example, in the government of India, we have the digital governance. So that administrators or the top level policy makers will take the decision for the smart governance, for the digital government. So local level officers or the executive body members being IAS officers, how that smart governance need to implement in the various schemes, various states, in various programs. So that is called subordinate legislation. Adding to the main law, they will prepare the sub-laws or sub-rules, drafting the detailed manner that is called subordinate legislation. So orders and directions, implementing them. So this is a role of the public administration as a process. Henry Fayol defines that public administration is a process consisting of 5 functions under POCCC acronym. Under this POCCC acronym, P stands for planning, O stands for organization, C stands for command, next C stands for coordination, and another last C stands for control. Means the public administration as a process, it involves the 5 activities here. Planning also there, organization there, commanding there, coordination there, control will be there. When you read the Fayol acronym of functions of POCC, we can recollect the Luther Gulick 7 different functions of the executive also. Means public administration as a process, it has post-graph principle, which is proposed by the Luther Gulick, and POCC principle, which was proposed by the Henry Fayol. Okay, this is as a subject process. Next, to go with the public administration as a branch of government. Public administration is a branch of government, no doubt at all. So branch of government means in the government, three branches are there. In that, in the legislative and executive judiciary, there is a public administration part will be there. So public administration generally considered as an executive branch. In the definitions also, I told you that. Luther Gullick also said that public administration is a branch of executive branch related to the executive. What is the role of executive? Executive will try to enforce or implement the laws or programs which are prepared by the legislative bodies. Means here, legislative responsibility is lawmaking. Executive responsibility that laws should be enforced or implemented. Judiciary is a checking agency. Means if anything wrong in that framing of law, means a legislative body. In the implementation, way of implementation, which is done by the executive body, means that the judiciary will try to check that legislative body laws and executive body implementing that process of law. So this is a public administration is a branch of government, no doubt, and it will try to focus on matters such as a decision making and a drafting, issuing the government orders, etc., etc. And it is will see that as a branch of government, it will try to go with the welfare programs, and that welfare programs, whether it is a reach to the common man or not. So that schemes has to reach the common man. Then only we can say that yes, government is success. Otherwise, it's utterly failed. So the management of public personnel is also branch of government, and budgeting, accounting is also part of branch of government. So we can say that one public administration is a branch of government because the public administrator or administration will look after the welfare programs and monitoring and the different activities. So that's how we can call public administration as a branch of government. And public administration is a branch of administration. So branch of administration means it's a subfield. So subspaces of spaces of administration, like business administration. It is concerned with the getting things done. Means it will try to implement the programs or activities. So it will try to reach the intended goals. So that administration will help for the reaching the goals. Then the success of letter depends on the flexibility of the government and application of regulations, my dear students. So here, the public administration as a branch of administration, it will try to subfield, it will try to implement it. And when we go with the public administration, there is a difference between public administration and private administration in the different activities. First one, basic motive. What is the basic motive of public administration and private administration? First one is public administration motive is service motive. Private administration motive is profit. So there is a difference between public administration and private administration. Then public administration always the scope is wider, and private administration is narrow, means limited scope. Then public administration will the clients see the clients or the people uniform, means everybody is equal according to the public administration. But whereas in the private administration, it will see the variable or inconstant. If you are a member in the private administration, then only it will see that. Otherwise, it won't see that. So this is the thing which are common. Next one, when it is come to the point of accountability, public administration is accountable to the people, whereas private administration, it is accountable to its owners or the managers. Then when it is come to the rules and regulations of public administration, it is detailed and broader. Of course, somewhat the private administration rules also broader, but these are flexible according to their organization. Means they have the flexibility to change according to their needs. Means to the private organization, the rules are little different. And when it is come to the authority or power, in public administration, authority is sovereign, whereas private administration, it is limited. In the public administration, we can see this transparency. In the private administration, we can see the low transparency. And the level of competence in the public administration and private administration, the competition, public administration monopoly, means the government will do the monopoly. So government only do that. But whereas in a private administration, highly competitive. In private organization, number of people will do that. Number of companies will come. So that is a competition level. And control of the public administration generally, political leaders, political control will be there. And private administration, it is a corporate organization will control it. So these are the difference between public administration and private administration. Being a public administration students, we need to know the difference also. At a glance, I will repeat again. Public administration motive is service. Private administration is a profit. Then public administration scope is wider. Private administration scope is very narrow or little. And public administration treat the people equally and uniformly, but private administration cannot do it. The public administration is accountable to the people. Private administration accountable to their owners. And authority, public administration have the sovereign authority. Private administration is little sovereign authority. And public administration, we can see the transparency, means answerable, accountability. And we can see the private administration law at these things. So these are the difference between public administration and private administration. Then we need to know that what is the importance of public administration? Public administration is a major social science discipline. It tries to explain how societies administer, how society can be ruled. That is the importance of public administration. We can know that how the President of India is ruling, how the Prime Minister is ruling this. So what are their policies effectively making to reach the people? So that is the importance of public administration. The public administration, the scope of public administration or the importance of public administration increasing day to day, because due to the changes in socio-economic and political activities. That's why the public administration important is increasing. Next one, the number of countries in the world level as emerging as a democratic societies. So in the democratic societies, they will try to go with the welfare programs to the people. So that's why the importance of public administration is increasing. Here, importance of public administration. Public administration is a major social science. It will try to explain the society, how it is administered, and social economic changes are the one of the reason for the importance of public administration, growing the importance of public administration, and emerging democratic are also one of the important. And public administration is playing the major role in the developing countries like India. So in the developing countries, these are socially, economically, and different industrially, these are backward countries. To run all these activities, we need the administration. So that's why developing countries or third world countries majorly emphasizing on the or focusing on the public administration activities or the public administration field. And next we can go with the public administration explains the society administration, explain how the society administers. This public administration explain about how the society will be administer or work, or how the government will provide the solution to the different problems, and how it will be impact on the socio-economic, cultural politics. Means in the importance of public administration. After reading the public administration, student will try to know about the importance of public administration. So he can explain about how it helps the administration in the society. And it study particularly important for the political leaders, civil servants, social workers, general public also. So it is academic importance in India also because it is a popular activity. It is a popular field, popular elective subject. The public administration being a field of subject, it's a growing importance because in the Union Public Service Commission and State Public Service Commission and other competitive examinations, we have the public administration. So the comparative study of public administration is also helping to borrowing the good system and practices of the other countries. Means we can adopt the good practices, good policies, which are framed by the other countries or other nations. We are practicing it. Of course, our country policies is also, other nations are also practicing it. So this is society, how is administered, we can know it. Next, the public administration is a stabilized force, and uncertainly it will try to develop and it will try to either stunt or hoard income. Means all modern democratic countries, including India, is a stabilizing force for the democratic spirit. We can say that one. The elections are held periodically, which result the change in the government. So it's a stabilizing force. And the civil servants and administrator apparatus also one of the reasons for that. Administrative apparatus is nothing but the political leaders' emitters. Means they may not have the complete knowledge about the particular subject. So the bureaucrats will try to assist them. They will help them. So for the continuing the administration, stabilizing force administration, we are learn the public administration. That is one of the reasons. So it is a continuation of the administration, helps the saving the developmental schemes and programs. Next. The public administration is focusing on the globalization, the role of era of globalization. In the role of public administration is undergoing the major changes in the wake of globalization. In the globalization, LPG era, LPG means L means liberalization, P refers privatization, G refers globalization. So in the globalization era, with the MNC companies is also starting different activities. So we can see this one. Countries like USA, UK, and Japan is globalized countries. Globally, how it is functioning, we can learn it. So this has come under the in the globalization era, how it is working. Next one. In the developing countries, what is the role of public administration? We can learn it. When the students is learn the public administration, the developing countries like India, Latin America, Asia, these are backward countries. How it is practicing the different principles after the Second World War. Like India, after the colonial rule, how it is implementing the different policies. Like spreading the education, bringing the economic development, and elimination of poverty. For example, in central level, for the education purpose, Government of India has bring the reforms, many reforms. For the women protection purpose, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, and different programs we have. All these programs will try to help the people and upliftment of the different sections. So it is in the development process. And developing countries like Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and Myanmar also democratically focus on the election process, elected bodies. Continuously they are doing. So this is the importance of public administration in these developing countries. And leadership, we need the best leadership. As a result, the political leadership is weak in these third world countries. So to strengthen the political leadership and strengthen the bureaucracy and for the welfare of people, we need to study the public administration. So in the conclusion, we can learn that, we can say that one, public administration is the one of the important activity in the field of social science. So the public administration, as we told that in every government activity is depends on public administration. So with this session, I'm concluding with this, again repeats you that we learn in this session meaning of public administration, different definitions of public administration, scope of public administration, and different perspectives of public administration, and what is the difference between public administration and private administration, and the importance of public administration. How the globalization will impact on public administration. Next session, we are going to learn the different aspects and the state and bureaucracy, how what is the role of these one. We can learn the next session. So thank you very much.